Hello and welcome to a quick tutorial explaining how to polar align eq-wedged telescopes. In this video, I will be using a Nexstar 4 SE to demonstrate a simple but effective alignment procedure. Unlike German equatorial mounts, eq-wedged telescopes do not come with a polar scope. This usually means it is more difficult and confusing to polar align them. It does not mean that they are bad. With proper alignment, they can allow long exposure astrophotography with good results. When setting up the telescope, point the leg with its hinge part roughly towards the north. If necessary, use a compass as help. My wedge has a modified adjustment bar, but it is the same principle as the default one. With the hand controller, slew the telescope to the north in azimuth. Then, slew the OTA up to the wedge's zenith. To make sure the scope is at a 90-degree angle with the mount, make sure the index marker is at the split of the plastic. After doing this, do not touch the hand controls any longer. Now you must first locate Polaris. To do this, use the Big Dipper as an indicator. The two stars at the end of the pan point to Polaris. Now turn on the red dot sight. You now have to adjust the wedge to the same height as Polaris. Do this by looking at your finder scope. Now, with the red dot finder, move the legs so Polaris is also centered left or right. Once Polaris is centered in the red dot finder, insert a wide-angle eyepiece. Now look through the eyepiece and focus the telescope. Adjust the legs and the wedge to center Polaris. Around Polaris, you will see two faint stars. These stars and Polaris will form a triangle shape that points to the polar axis. Move the wedge and the legs to get Polaris and the two stars centered like in this image. Once that is done, make sure not to shift the mount. I use an old battery as a weight to hold the mount in place. Your telescope is now polar aligned. Now we must align the telescope with the stars. Select the alignment procedure called EQ North Align. Enter your time and date and your time zone. You must also select daylight saving for summertime or the other option for winter. Now scroll down to the two star align option. Then align two bright stars by slewing to them, centering them and pressing align. Once this is done, your telescope is properly aligned. To ensure that it is tracking, go to Menu, Tracking, Mode, EQ North. Optionally, like I did here, you can insert a telephoto lens with a Vixen bar for deep sky imaging. Be careful not to shift the mount. This alignment procedure has served me well, giving me these kind of results. I hope it helped you too. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more tutorials.